So today I have a beautiful white 60 kilowatt Tesla Model S as a loaner, and this is this one's older than the last one I had, but it's still one with the Autopilot hardware, and it's also got the what was the tech package with navigation. So I would like to demonstrate now that I'm able to with navigation, pretty much that trip computer that calculates out if you're going to make it or not. So at the moment, I'm going to put the camera down. I don't have all my good mounts in here. So what we're going to do is we want to go to, let's say, Kohl's, K-O-H-L-S, Kohl's department store. Okay. And we're at the Sandrift Resort right now, so I'm going to select Kohl's. And we're going to navigate. Calculating route. Now, obviously, well, I got 68 miles range, so obviously I have plenty of range to make it. Now, here is the neat part. There's a few different settings we can do here. Wrong one. Hit trip. And now, the thing is, if it's not within your range, the cars will automatically route you to the closest, or whatever would be the best, next closest supercharger, or show you high-powered wall stations, so on and so forth. But since this is within our range, let's look down here. Is our trip? It's on the consumption menu. You got one screen's of consumption. Check out that 167 watts a mile. 254, 244. I didn't do too bad on the freeway doing 75 miles an hour. But here we are. So we're starting the trip. Down here, you'll see the arrow. And that's the car. And it's showing the progression to our destination. And here it's showing our current battery percentage. And then based on current energy consumption, so the current watts per mile that I'm drawing, or the average, it tells us what it thinks is going to be the remaining battery capacity. So right now it is 29%, and it does show some dips here and there. So I'm thinking those might be higher speed roads. I gotta have my rear camera up in some manner. I'm just too used to having it, although it's usually down here, but it's easier for me to have my camera. I have Velcro mounts and other attachments all over the inside of my car, but I obviously don't want to go marking up Highland Park's beautiful 60 kilowatt loaner here with only 4,697 miles. Still a baby. Not even broken in yet. But if anybody's interested, that also means that's $4,697 off the purchase sticker price of the vehicle, because Tesla takes off $1 per mile. And if you want it even cheaper, let me know, because I can probably add on a few thousand more miles by the time I return this in a day or two. Definitely going to have at least 400 more on here by the end of the day tomorrow. So we're still progressing. Ooh, I just saw a Vectric scooter. How about that? %. Kia Rio. Noah's Ark's letting out. Alright, now I'm going to be coming up to a stop sign. Just look at our consumption here. Oh, we got green light. And there's people crossing when it says don't walk. tourists, what do you expect? This is the Wisconsin Dells after all. Alright. So apparently, based on my driving habits, I'm being quite a bit more efficient. I suppose it would make sense. See that what I thought would be a drop right there. Now, if I would have had to stop at that stoplight, I was making a left-hand turn, and we got the green light, so I didn't have to fully stop. I'm guessing that dip would have been me having to accelerate from a stop. But since I did not have to, I was a little more efficient by being able to maintain speed. And it went up a percentage in estimated remaining battery capacity. And we're actually going pretty slow. Traffic's pretty bad here tonight. Now, I'm paying attention to where I'm driving, so don't have to worry. I'm not browsing the internet or anything. Just driving. Wow, is there the traffic tonight? I'm only doing 25, and this is a 35 zone. Usually we do about 40 on this road. Make a right-hand turn. I was hoping for a 70 or a 90 kilowatt pack, but it didn't quite happen. Those aren't in the loaner pool yet. Alright, now I'm going to do a bit more. We're at 120 kilowatt acceleration. I'm going to slow down just a wee bit then. Adaptive cruise control is driving me bonkers. So I evened out my driving, make it nice and smooth and slower speeds. Looks like now, based on my idea from right here, where I thought that's where the stoplight was. Yes, I'm still watching the road. There's no one else around me. I'm on a side street now. Right there is where there is another stoplight where I will have to go up a rather large hill. So it looks like this is taking into consideration stoplights and geography as well, elevation changes, which is pretty profound. All right, we're at a stop. Now, I wasn't too impressed this morning by this until I figured out how to shut off route by, remaining range, because it actually wanted me to backtrack, go the opposite direction. I went from Milwaukee to Madison supercharger first, and I had about 20 buffer miles to make it to Madison, but for some reason it actually wanted me to drive 30 miles south the opposite direction to get a supercharge, just to turn around, go 30 miles back towards home, and then can carry on the original route. So that would have added 1 hour of driving plus the additional supercharge time. And I did make it. I had about 10 bonus miles remaining out of 20 buffer miles. So maybe and I was doing 75 with the air conditioner blasting. So I wasn't too impressed about the routing, specifically the out-of-way routing. But then I turned that, once I figured out I could turn that off, all was good. And it was really neat watching, because as the battery capacity depleted, it actually showed where you'd have the change in going from green to yellow to red to charge now, as I got closer and closer and closer. nice and smooth. So I used considerably less power than I was anticipating. Make a turn. And I am at Kohl's. Find a parking space. And that first one looks good. And here we are. Impressed. Wasn't, like I said, wasn't impressed about the